Welcome back. So there I was. Day 1 of my digital detox. My smartphone was locked in a drawer, and I was holding this ancient brick phone that felt like a foreign object. And that first morning was bizarre. My alarm on the dumb phone was a harsh, blaring beep. No gentle melodies. It was a jarring, industrial wake-up call. And then, nothing. The ritual was broken. No email. No Instagram. No mindless scrolling while half asleep. I just laid there, in silence. And let me tell you, the silence was loud. My hand kept twitching, reaching for a phone that wasn't on the nightstand. It was a physical habit, a muscle memory I didn't even know I had. This was going to be harder than I thought. The psychologists have a term for it: phantom vibration syndrome. It's the feeling that your phone is buzzing when it's not. I experienced this constantly. My leg would feel a buzz, and I'd instinctively go for my pocket. Nothing. But the mental withdrawal was the real battle. My brain, so accustomed to a constant drip feed of dopamine, every notification, every new video was suddenly cut off. It was throwing a tantrum. I felt bored. And I mean a deep, existential boredom. I had forgotten how to just be. Waiting in line felt like an eternity. A 5-minute coffee break felt like an hour. My mind was screaming for stimulation, for a hit of that digital sugar. I felt anxious. What am I missing? What if someone is trying to reach me on something important? This is called the fear of missing out, and it's a powerful psychological trigger that apps are specifically designed to exploit. I was feeling it full force, and perhaps most surprisingly, I felt a sense of loneliness. My digital world, full of curated updates from friends and influencers, had been my background noise. Without it, the quiet felt isolating. It was a stark realization. I was using digital connection to avoid real connection, and even to avoid being alone with my own thoughts. But around the end of day 2, something started to shift. The mental fog began to lift. It was subtle at first. Because I wasn't constantly task-switching between my work and my phone, I found myself entering a state of deep focus. I was writing for 90-minute stretches without even thinking about checking a notification. Because there were none. My productivity didn't just increase. It transformed. The quality of my work was better because I could actually think a thought all the way through to its conclusion. And then there were the moments in between. Instead of filling a 30-second void with my phone, I was forced to just look around. People watched. I noticed the architecture of the buildings I walked past every day. I actually tasted my food instead of watching a video while I ate. This is what mindfulness experts talk about: being present. I had read about it for years, but I was experiencing it for the first time. It wasn't something I had to practice. It was something that happened naturally when the biggest source of distraction was removed. I started reading a novel, a real paper book, and I got lost in it for 2 hours. I hadn't done that since I was a teenager. My attention span, which I thought had been permanently shredded by TikTok, was still there. It was just buried under an avalanche of digital noise. The most immediate and shocking physical change? My sleep. Without the blue light suppressing my melatonin, I got sleepy at a reasonable hour. I read my book in bed for a bit, and then I just fell asleep. Not passed out from exhaustion, but actually fell asleep. I woke up on day 3 feeling refreshed. Actually refreshed. The brain fog that had been my constant companion was gone. I had more energy for my morning workout. The difference was night and day. The detox was working. The withdrawal pains were real, but so were the benefits. I was becoming calmer, more focused, and more present. But the biggest test was yet to come. The weekend. 2 full days with no digital entertainment, no social plans organized through apps, no easy distractions. This was where I would either break or truly discover what my mind was capable of without digital crutches. How did I survive a weekend with absolutely nothing to do? What ancient human skills did I have to rediscover? And what was the single biggest, life-changing realization I had that made the entire struggle worth it? That's what we're covering in the final part. If you're enjoying this journey and seeing yourself in any of this, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. The finale is where everything comes together, and you won't want to miss it. Let me know in the comments what your biggest digital distraction is. Is it Instagram, YouTube, the news? I read every single one.